Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Tea with me. This morning, everyone knows who I am already. My name is Tracy V. I'm an impact strategist, speaker, educator, and author, and the host of the Morning Tea. So this morning, I have with me the fly, the inspirational, the motivational, the high energy, and community activist, Sister Nyang'o. Good
Good
morning.
morning,
How are
Tracy.
you?
Good morning, Tracy. I'm doing just well. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm ready to roll.
Good. That's what I like to hear. I hate when people come on here and they're like, "Oh my God, it's so early."
I'm up at 5 a.m.
Me too.
Well,
I'm up at 4, so yeah, I'm an
welcome to
early bird. I think I can get more done when I get up early. So,
exactly. Rising with the early morning energy always gets me moving.
hmm and so tell us some more about you. I gave you a little colorful introduction, but tell us about yourself. Who is Sister Nyang'o?
I'm Sister Anyangō. Yeah, Asantewa. That's my full name actually. I'm a mom of six, four of which I birthed, two of which adopted me. I've been in business for 12 years, going on 13, actually coming up this October. And the journey has been a blessing, I think. And I'm actually at 54 years of age. So to be in my 50s, to be a mom of six, to be an entrepreneur, all my children are doing well. The business is actually thriving. I'm feeling good about my journey. So all is well.
Great, awesome. So tell us about that journey. Before you became the owner of the Fly movement, what did you do before that?
After I finished my education, I had my bachelor's at Colgate University and I did my master's at Ohio State. Then, after starting to begin to have my marriage and family and so forth, I spent a lot of time in youth and family development. I worked for the Urban League, I worked for Catholic Charities. I also had nonprofit work with
Mhm.
Sankofa Kalumba. So it's always been a bridge with youth and family development, with arts and culture, with dance and movement. And all of those energies have bridged together over a span of 20 years. And I feel like when I was pursuing fitness. I already had my dance background, pursuing fitness. When Zumba came up, that was the perfect marriage between my love of dance and my love of fitness.
Mhm.
In so doing, I was at a conference in Avon and we had to create a project.
Mhm.
And I always thought about, the energy around fly. I thought fly was this and that was me, this fly female. I was just getting ready to enter my 40s. I had all this excitable energy about turning 40, where many women have angst about it. So I
Mhm.
couldn't wait to turn 40. I knew that life was going to begin anew at 40 and it was going to be an awesome journey. So I edged into my 40s, had this bridge of dance and fitness, had this fly energy going on. So I wanted fly to be an acronym. I knew it just wasn't going to be the word itself, but it was going to be an acronym. Freedom and love came up very quickly, but then it was the two whys. What were the two whys about? So I called my brother. I said, I'm creating this energy. It's fly. I know the F, I know the L, but the two Y's, we're going you. He said, younger you. And I said, no, because I'm 41 and I want women like myself to feel awesome. So it's not about the younger you, because I have no desire to be younger than I already am right now. So I was kept fooling around with the words you and you. I said, oh my God, it's you in you. Because we're talking about that authentic self, the inner, the outer. So it became freedom, love, you. And that's the energy.
Mhm.
So I'm at the MDC Health and Wellness Festival in October of 2007. I have to introduce my group because we're doing a fitness demo. The organizer comes to me and she said, okay, Sister Anyangō, you're going to have to introduce the group. So I said, okay. So I kid you not, literally, I'm thinking, everyone's asking me, Sister Anyangō, how are you going to introduce? I said, I don't know, but something's going to come.
Right.
And she literally handed to the mic and I went, freedom to love the you and you. Who's fly? And I said, y'all got to say I'm fly. And that's how that mantra, that energy, that flow started. And it's been that way for 12 years.
Yeah.
So anytime
I
you're
remember
in
the
the yeah, remember?
yeah, I remember the first time I heard you said, I was like, oh wow, this is fire.
And so
I
it's
was
been
like,
like that
wow.
since 2007, fast forward to now 2020. every single set I'm in, whether it's in a classroom, whether it's in a large demo, whether it's in a space, it's always. And I explain the energy behind it because when you claim fly, you're claiming I'm free to love who I am from the inside out. Not tomorrow, your next birthday, next special occasion, right now. So it's always that freedom to love, the you, when you, who's fly?
I'm fly.
There you go. And then, then we got to add claps to it. Hey, freedom to love, the you, and you, who's fly?
I'm fly.
Yeah, there you go. So it creates this energy inside of us when we get started with it, when it starts moving in us. And then all of a sudden, okay, I do feel fly. There's something about me that's awesome, that's special. Like she said, okay, sister, okay, I'm fly. And it doesn't matter where I am now. If you've ever been in an environment, a fly environment, you can see me in the grocery store. You can see me walking down the street. You can see me in the school. You'll say, hey, sis, I'm fly. Yes, you are. So thus, that's the birth of now the fly movement, because all praises, that's what it has become.
Okay. And I know that your audience isn't women specifically, but it's mostly women.
Yeah,
at least from what I've seen.
Our sweet spot has been women 40 plus for the reasons that I stated at the outset. Right. And that's still my sweet spot. As I'm now 54 and have edged, because I couldn't wait to turn 49 either. I just said when I turn 49, I'm like, man.
You're the only person I know who wants to get older.
I said, these 50s, man, this 50s is going to be the bomb. Watch. And it has been. It's been an awesome decade. I'm looking forward to staying in the present, of course, but looking forward to 55, because that's right. 55, flying alive, girl, I can't wait. So yes, the sweet spot has always been 40 plus for that reason. I want to help women release the angst around edging into this energy of wisdom and starting over in life feeling anew, because that's what happened. Your education is done. You're utilizing that. You're raising children. You're in marriage and family, or partnerships and family. You may start to deal differently with your parents and elders. It's the perfect opportunity to really delve in this sense of self and who am I? What do I want to be in the world, and how do I want to serve? It's the perfect time to really do that and take on fineness. Now, if we catch them earlier, that's awesome, because I've been over my 12 years, we've been in schools. So we've done this with pre-Kers all the way up.
And I agree with that, because I remember turning 40 and I was like, I looked forward to turning 40, because we grew up hearing that life begins at 40. And I was like, okay, I've done all of this, the having the kids, the going to school, the working a job that I like, but I don't love anymore. I loved it at one point in time. Now I just like it. I think I've done my service to society. When is my life going to start? Right? And that's how I felt. And really and truly, sometimes things happen to you that you don't expect to push you in that path that you're supposed to go on. Because had I not gotten sick with something that the doctors could not figure out, I probably still would have been on that job today. But because I had to go on medical leave for an entire year, going from doctor to doctor, it gave me time to reflect. Time to figure out, am I happy? I wasn't happy. Right?
That's important.
Right. How can I get happy? And after I finally got a diagnosis, a little over after a year of not working, I was on sick leave. When it was time to decide whether I was going back to work or I was going to stay home, right? I decided I'm going to stay home. So I quit the job, and I was just like, okay, it's time for me to live in my purpose. By that time, I was 41, I think.
Yeah.
I think I was like 41. And I was like, okay, now it's time for me to live my dream. What does Tracy want to do? Not what my mom wanted me to do, what my kids expect me to do, what my other family members expected me to do. Because every time I spoke about leaving the job, everybody was like, you have a good job. You got benefits. Like, what are you doing? Like, people will kill for your job. But I wasn't happy in the job anymore. you know, I just was not happy in the job anymore. There's certain aspects that made me happy, but there were other aspects that just really ruled my last nerve. So
Exactly.
I decided that I wanted to try some new things. So I took on some jobs that I would never have taken on to find out who I was. I needed to know who I was. I had lost myself. I didn't know who Tracy was anymore.
And that's important. That
Yeah,
journey is so
relationship,
important.
everything. I did not know who I was anymore. I needed to rediscover myself. You know,
Mm.
some of the jobs I took on was marketing as a marketing representative for a
Ah.
timeshare company because I didn't think I could sell ice to someone in the Sahara Desert. So I was just like, listen, if I'm about to go into business full time for myself, because I've been working my business part time for years. But I was like, okay, I'm going to take this time. I'm going to have to sell. I'm going to have to sell myself. I'm going to have to sell my products, my services. What am I going to do? You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
And took that job on, became one of the top 5 sellers in the company. And I was like, oh, so I can do this.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. And see, that's an important part of the journey. And
Yeah.
many times crises bring us to the point of that pause.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of what I talk about is that passion, purpose, prosperity, peace. Because I was at the same crossroads at the time that I was preparing to develop FLYY Fitness at the time, because we've rebranded and evolved over the 12-year time period. I was working for a cafeteria and made that decision that this is it. And it was inside my belly, inside my soul, inside my spirit. I said, you know, I work in nonprofit for the Urban League and Catholic Charities for almost 10 years. And I said, something more is happening, something more is out there for me. So I put it out to the universe. Is it time for me to shift? And I got the indication that yes, it is. And that's the beginning. And it's taken that leap of faith because you have that job with those bennies, as you say, your folks will say you have lost your natural mind. What are you even thinking? And it's true. And had I not trusted spirit, I would have still been doing those types of jobs. Now I loved it,
Yeah.
but more that was feeding my soul, feeding my spirit. And that's what I needed to move into to honor who I am and how I came to be and the intentions of my serving in the world. So when I talk about that passion, purpose, prosperity, peace, because I'll have women come to me, I don't really know my purpose. And I go through this process, ask yourself, what is that thing that you can imagine doing every day for the rest of your life and you not feel like work? And boom, you can make money at it. How about that? What are those things you dreamt about when you were a child? Because that's what's in your belly. That's what's in your spirit. We get messages later on in life about that being yes or no, or you can't do that, you do this, you do that. And that's what we have to unlearn in order to relearn, uncover, discover who we really are, as you did in your process. So that's your passion, that thing inside of you that you can imagine doing every day for the rest of your life and not feel like work.
Yeah.
That's your passion. You transit to it, and that energy you come into connection with as being your calling, your reason to be, why you're here, your purpose. Once you align with that, then the universe opens up to show you how to thrive, how to be prosperous. So now we have passion, purpose, prosperity. And that last one, now you live in peace.
Yes.
Right? Now you live in peace. Not to say
I
you're
have
not
never
going
been
to have
happier in my
challenges.
life. Even when I'm struggling, I'm happy.
Right. Because it's not to suggest you won't have challenges,
Yeah.
things won't come up, or you won't struggle, but you're struggling in your purpose, which is designed to give you all kinds of lessons and blessings if you align to help you grow and evolve. So, and I've had a ton in 12 years, a ton of lessons. But you shift around, okay, this is rough right now. This is a challenge right now. As a matter of fact, this sucks right now.
Yeah.
However, what is it that you want me to learn? What am I to learn? And then when you align with that, the lesson comes and the blessing is right behind it. It's like this. Lesson, blessing, lesson, blessing, lesson, blessing. Align and let that process naturally evolve and unfold.
Right. And I like what you say, lesson, blessing. Sometimes we get the lesson, but we don't see it as a blessing. And not
Exactly.
seeing it as a blessing is what causes people to halt
Mm.
and not really continue to live in their purpose. They're like, oh, this is too hard. I
Right.
can't do this. It's not supposed to be this difficult. Because you love something and you're passionate about it, like you said, doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
Exactly. And if
You
it's
have
worth
to
it,
work at it.
right. And if it's worth it, and what I've learning over this purposeful pandemic pause is that if it's worth it and you're aligned and you're thinking big, you're gonna feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
You're gonna feel terrified and frightened, because I'm at a major crossroads right now, and I've had plenty of these moments. Because when you align at your next level, you have no idea what's coming next.
Mm-hmm.
You have
And
no
that
idea
is so
what's
true.
happening. You just know.
Sometimes we ask for things, but we're not ready to receive what we ask for. Because I know that I've been asking, like for something to take me to the next level. Like I've been asking, and I'm like, okay, show me that path. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to obey. I'm ready to move forward. And
Exactly.
it wasn't coming. I just kept going with life as usual, because you got to keep moving. And then, bam. One day, it was like call after email, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like what is going on? But I'm like, it's a lot, and I know I have to pivot right now in order to accommodate all that's coming to me. But I'm ready because I asked for it.
Right. And that's the energy where we have an opportunity to pause.
Mm-hmm.
And this what Spirit gave me at the outset of this energy unfolding, because we're all in mid COVID-19, we're all in mid pandemic, we're all in the midst of crisis. Right at the very beginning, Spirit gave me purposeful pandemic pause. What is it that we're going to do with this energy of having to settle down and settle in globally? Globally. So what does that mean for each individual? And right at the outset, we want to shower energy of healing to the globe for all the souls we've lost and for all the families who are struggling. Because this is personal. Because every one of us, I'm certain, has either been impacted personally or we know someone that's been impacted personally by the energy that's happening in the globe. And major healing is the energy that's around all of us now. And when we thank all the essential workers who've been on the front line, day in and day out and day in and day out, many of whom have to get the level of respect that they weren't accustomed to getting. Those who are deemed essential. And we now have an opportunity as being those humane individuals to open up our energy of humanity and see how everybody's purpose is necessary to the whole. Everyone. Everyone. Purpose is necessary to the whole. So in the purposeful pandemic pause, it gave us an opportunity to really settle down and settle in and make conscious decisions about, what do I want to do with this time? How can I make it purposeful?
Right.
What do I want to do with this time? So for us, for me, I've been very quiet. And it gave me the opportunity to do something I hadn't done before, something I said I wanted to do for years but never had the space to do. And that was bringing FLYY online. And that's the energy around pivot. And that's a universal lesson for us now. When we become in the midst of intense struggle, are we going to stand still or are we going to pivot? I know that's the term that's being utilized right now. But pivot from a dance perspective simply means to spin a heel and turn. That's right. We in the dance space, we got to do this. Switch and change the energy. So we're going to stand still or we're going to pivot and shift. When you open up to pivoting and shifting, there's a whole new world waiting for you. There's endless possibilities waiting for you when you decide to push past the fear and pivot.
Yes.
Now the fear is real, but there's purposeful lessons inside the fear, inside the terror. That's real. And that's perfectly designed to take us to the next level if we allow ourselves to align and move. Push into the fear. Not to act like it doesn't exist, because there's value in it. Because that means you're shifting. That means something's alive. That means something's happening. You're like, okay. And like when your journey, all of a sudden, the calls are coming in, the emails are coming in. Tracy. Like, okay. Ask for this. Here it is. All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
You take that breath, you ground and center and balance, feel your way through, and go. Even if you have to do it scared.
Exactly.
Do it anyway.
Exactly. Because that's what one of the persons who was sending me all these referrals was saying to me. He was like, I don't want to overwhelm you. I said, you cannot overwhelm me. I just have to pivot yet again. So then it means bringing on subcontractors to help me move through this process and get the work done. But you keep sending that work over here. I was like, you don't stop sending it because you think you're going to overwhelm me. I'm a business person. I have to adjust with the time. If it means I need to hire 2 or 3 other people to get the work done, that is what I will do. But I asked for this. I'm ready for it,
Because then it's like, okay, here we go. And so that's what's been awesome for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not a technology person at all. That's not my thing. But this process has put me in that flow. It's like, okay, Sistah Anyangō, you can say you're not about technology, but guess what? You're going to have to be about technology to bring Fly online. And that's what is happening, getting accustomed to Zoom and connecting with all kinds of people wherever they are in the world. Has been an awesome opportunity to still connect. People who were in Connecticut but moved away when they're Rock and Fly, now they can because we're on Zoom. And it's a whole new world of endless possibilities that has opened up.
Right, because you're not demographically centered anymore. You can meet. It doesn't matter where they are, as long as they have a computer and they can connect to Zoom and they have internet, you're able to connect with them. Yeah.
And now that's with any program or service the Fly movement offers.
Right.
Everything I do in person, I can do virtual.
Exactly.
And that was always a goal. There just wasn't a space to concentrate on building this part of the business, this energy and the brand. And now here we are, and it's done. And it is awesome. I'm so excited.
How has that been going for you? How has that been going for you?
It's been awesome. I thought it was going to be weird, but it's really not. So for the Saturday studio sets, we took it online into Zoom on March 21st. We were like in front of that wave. So when things started to shift, we immediately went on to Zoom on March 21st. That first day of spring, so appropriate. I'm a fan of the seasons and the energy of the seasons. So that was our new beginning, is to bring Fly online. We've been online since March 21st. We're in May.
Nice.
It's really worked extremely well. Folks are used to it. Huh?
You pivoted early.
Yeah. Right. So we got in front of that, and it's really, we had, bumps and kinks, and we worked those out. Folks are adjusting. We have a good 40 to 50 people that join us every Saturday. And then I added Monday and Wednesday. I'm now doing the coaching sessions either on Zoom or FaceTime. So it's really working well. I'm like, okay, we just fly online now.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to join Fly Online, how would they go about it?
Right now, it would be sending me via Facebook or text, email, letting me know they want to join it's Let's Move Together on the Fly. On Facebook, I created a private group just so I can manage the traffic. And so folks that join the private group, once they join the group, they can see all the information that's happening, and then they get access to the sets that are going on during the week. Okay. And if there's coaching that they need, they can always contact me via cell or DM. All the information is available. So any means that's comfortable, whether you want to call me, email me, DM me, all that is completely possible. And then we can set up whatever it is that you need. I was scheduled to do an event for the Brain Injury of America, which I've done in the years past. And we couldn't do it because everything was shut down. After our first Zoom, the coordinator of that said, "Sis, do you think we can do that virtually?" absolutely we can. No, I
Uh-huh.
didn't know how we were going to do this, but I said, absolutely we can. We'll figure out the details
You say
later.
yes to figure it out.
And and it was awesome.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she created the Zoom. She brought me in as a host. You know, all the clients were in their different spaces, and I connected that to them as if we were live.
Nice.
Same kind of energy. And that became our first opportunity to now engage another population, or for them to engage me
Mhm.
online on Zoom. And there's a couple other that are already scheduled. You know,
Mhm.
and it's fantastic. I can't wait to do my first webinar. That's
Right.
coming. I can't wait to launch, you know, on the fly, which will be my podcast. It's
Mhm.
like, and let me tell you, I was like, oh, that's all that technology stuff. I don't know about that. But now, oh, I'm gonna do that. And I'm
Yeah.
doing this and I'm doing that.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, because the same thing with this show, this morning show. Well, it was never supposed to be called morning tea. It was supposed to be called something else, right? But I keep telling the story that I have a friend who we've been friends since the third grade, and no
Oh,
matter what time of the day I call her, she says morning tea, because my name is Tracy, so short
right.
for Tracy is T,
Yeah.
right? So that's what she's called me all my life. It's like, hey T, what's going on? You know? So I was like, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's usually tea time or coffee time for people. Why not
Right.
call the show morning tea? You know, but like I was saying, it's something I've wanted to do for like 2 or 3 years now, but
Mm,
it was just never the right time. I
right.
couldn't, like you, couldn't find the time. Oh, it's gonna be too technical. I'm gonna have to buy a camera, I'm gonna have a set, I'm gonna have to buy chairs, I'm gonna have a whole thing going.
Mm,
Um, so it just kind of never came to fruition. But as time went along, um, I just decided, hey, it's time to pivot. I'm getting up early in the morning. People need to be entertained. People have stories to tell.
right.
Lots of entrepreneurs are having issues. Why not tell some entrepreneurship stories and some life stories? You know,
Yes.
and I just got online. I invited two of my friends who had books coming out. I was like, hey, yeah, you want to get
Mm,
online with me? And they were like, sure. And those were my first two guests. It was widely received. I was shocked. And I was like, okay, it's a thing. It's a thing. Morning
yeah.
is a thing now. So that's kind of how it happened. Pivoting.
And that's when you just open up to the universe and let the universe show you how to align.
Mhm,
That was the kind of things that happen, and that's a beautiful thing. A
mhm.
beautiful.
Yep. So what's that? Adrian Valentine says she made it happen. You sure did.
That's my sister.
Yeah. So
That's
one
my
of the things I want to talk to you about is that I know you have a master's degree in African American Studies. Tell me about that. Why African American Studies? Because I don't find a lot of people who go to college and actually study that as a degree. So why that?
That's actually both my bachelor's and my master's.
Right.
My
Yeah.
bachelor's was a dual degree in English literature and African American studies, and my master's in African American studies. And the reason being, as a woman of African descent,
Mhm.
it was important to have that bridge, that knowledge of self identity, group identity, cultural identity as my norm, and who that is and how that grows and evolves me. And then being a dancer
Mhm.
and traveling through all the energies around dance. And because I've done ballet, pointe, jazz, all of it. And then I grounded in African dance, specifically when I was a part of the Artist Collective, because I'm an Artist Collective baby from high school to my whole high school years. And then being a part of the Artist Collective, that whole environment really was about African descended people, where we came from, how we grew, our history, our place in civilization. And that grew me from a high school student in a way that has helped to frame me as a woman I am today.
Mhm.
So when I graduated high school, went on to college, there was a specific dorm. I was just telling my daughters about this. There was a specific dorm called the Holland Renaissance Center,
Yeah.
and I wanted to make sure I was in that particular dorm because that was a continued process about learning about who we are and our contributions and achievements in the world, and again our contributions as African descended people to civilization.
Mhm.
And when you learn that, you're grounded in that, it gives you a different sense of confidence and achievement and belonging and worthiness in this world. When you know and understand that, it helps to put a lot of things into context and into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So at Colgate, I realized that I wanted to double major English literature and definitely African American studies, and then bridge the movement and the music with it because I thought I was going to be majoring in cultural anthropology. I thought I was going to be spending time in Africa doing an ethnography, studying a culture.
Mm-hmm.
So many of my courses in African American study were cultural anthropology, and I did get an opportunity to travel. That was the best thing. I've been to 3 African countries in my lifetime. I spent time in Senegal and Gambia. I spent a whole semester abroad in Kenya and Tanzania. So that made the bridge about culture and identity and that sureness, that knowingness, that awareness. So I walk with that energy. I walk with the energy from the Artist Collective. I walk with all my travels. I walk with all my ancestors because my energy around spirituality is very open as well. So all that energy I walk with, and that has helped me to align, to continue being open to spirit, continue being open to how the universe is speaking to you, continue to be open and mindful with passion and purpose. And now prosperity and peace, and it keeps you grounded and centered and balanced. And that's who I am.
Okay. So how does that align with the fly movement? How, I mean, because I know
Mhm.
that a lot, and I'm going to talk from a woman's perspective, not from a man's perspective now.
Mhm.
A lot of women, African American or women of African descent, whether
Mhm.
you're African American or Afro Caribbean or
Mhm.
Afro Latina, it don't matter as long as
Yes.
you have African,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We have, or not I, but a lot of women have identity issues.
Mhm.
We don't like the melanin in the skin. We don't like the kink in our hairs. We don't like the white nose, the big lips. But everybody else outside the African descendants are trying to aspire to our aesthetics. What do you say to these people? And I mean, I know it doesn't have anything really to do with our topic today, but yeah.
Oh no, it absolutely does.
Okay.
That's when we get to fly. Fly is freedom to love who you are from the inside out. And
Right.
that very responds to what you see in the mirror.
Hmm.
So part of what I've done over the 12-year period is mirror work.
Okay.
There have been times in the set where I'll stop, bring everybody to the mirror, primarily
Mhm.
women. Look at yourself in the mirror. Top, bottom, side, front, and back. And I always say, if you know me, you know I'm gonna look at the junk in the trunk. So I'm gonna go like this. Yes.
Right.
Loving what we see in the mirror.
Mhm.
All of it, which means you're going to get skin, you're going to hit hair, you're going to get body because our body types are very different from the Eurocentric body type
Mhm.
by design. And how do we embrace that? Love what we see. And if we don't, if there's angst about what we see in the mirror, but
Mhm.
we want to get to loving what we see in the mirror, now we have to affirm, I love myself.
Mhm.
I'm so fly.
Right.
And I say that. I'm so fly. And I have folks repeat after me. So we're
Mhm.
going to do this together for a minute. I'm
Mhm.
so fly.
I am so fly.
Right here. Keep going right here.
Right here,
Right now.
right now.
And you're looking in the mirror and you're doing like this.
I'm looking at myself right now,
Look in and now.
and I'm fly.
That's right. Side to side. And for some, it's tough. Some, they do that probably, oh my God, here she go with this mirror stuff. I don't want to do that. And then kind of looking or sideways. But I'm watching every single woman in the mirror and I can tell by how you're moving what's going on inside of you.
Right.
And if there's angst about looking at the self in the mirror, you're doing side eye or no eye down here, then we got to work on that, sister.
Right.
We got to work on that.
Mhm.
Because I want you to be able to look in that mirror and say, oh, yes, I'm very fly. I'm so fly right here, right now.
Yeah.
And
You
have
have
that,
to learn to love yourself. You do.
and
You really do.
choose to.
Mhm.
It's advantageous if we do, but loving ourselves is a choice. And
Mhm.
that's what I always want to encourage and empower women to be able to be in a safe space to do that.
Mhm.
Because there's not many safe spaces for women of African descent to celebrate self, because
Right.
there's so many factors that mitigate against that happening. So that's one of the reasons to provide safe space and FLYY, to be able to have that exploration in a non-judgmental energy. When you're moving, when you're rocking Zumba, that levels the playing field. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter whether you're single or married or divorced or white or black or short or 11 or tall. None of that matters.
Right.
The only thing that matters is you made a decision to walk in the door, to show up, and to be present. That's all that matters in the moment. And we move and groove from there. So in alignment with your original question, that flyness, that looking in the mirror, helps us to connect with who we are. And over time, confront the energy within us that is blocking our ability to love ourselves.
Right.
And that's the additional process for women who want more. They see one-on-one in the empowerment coaching. Who with working on any energy that's coming up that's disrupting their ability to be who they are. I know I want this. I know I have dreams, but there's something in the way. There's something blocking that. I'm here to help you get to what that block is, so we can determine what it is, uproot it, and replant a different energy, so you can now blossom and flourish. Right. And it takes time, because most often the blocks that we have to come in connection with have trauma attached to them.
Right.
So that's the work that we have to do to release that block and get into what that trauma is that's attached to it, that you may be consciously aware of or not.
Right.
And it's a ginger process. It's a go as you can handle process, you know? And I love that part, because any entrepreneur that has celebrated any energy of success right before it was an energy of struggle.
Yes.
Right before it.
Yes.
Any entrepreneur that's celebrating triumph somewhere down the line, there was some trauma.
Yeah.
And so the two are married. From struggle to success, from trauma to triumph. And if you stay in alignment long enough, there's a story in the trauma that's beneficial to getting us to that triumph. There's a story in the struggle that's beneficial that gets us to that success.
Yeah.
Then we become more evolved and blessed and changed. Not only for us, but all the energy that spirit would have us to serve.
Right.
Needs the benefit of our story of struggle to success. Need the benefit of hearing about our trauma that got us to our triumph, because that can help get a woman or any of her relations unstuck.
Yes.
Or feel a sense of hope. Oh no, sis, it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here. You have an opportunity to keep going. You have an opportunity to get unstuck. You have an opportunity to check into that block a little bit at a time. You're going to build some support inside of you to help you work that through, so we can uproot it, regroup, grow, evolve, fly, you know.
Right. And that's so true, because until we become comfortable with ourselves as women or men, whoever we are, it's going to hinder your success as an entrepreneur, because you're taking that baggage into whatever meetings you're going into. You're taking that baggage into your client relationships. It just is a baggage. It's like having 100-weight pound attached to your back that you're just dragging around all over the place. You have to get comfortable with yourself. You have to be able to love and understand who you are as a person, and work on the things about you that you don't like, you know? So definitely. These are lessons that I really wish that could be taught to younger girls, so that they don't have to go through all of the self-doubt and self-deprecation that we go through as adult women, because we were not, some women were not nurtured in the right way growing up, and some of the traumas that you go through in your teens or your early 20s could be avoided if, you have someone speaking fly into your life, you know, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's very important, and that's um, part of the work when we started to go into the schools,
mm-hmm,
being able to work with ones right from the very beginning, and then middle school,
mm-hmm,
and then high school, because so much happens to our young girls from from small to medium to tall, all the way through.
mm-hmm,
And it's so important to be able to catch them at every single level of growth and development. Because at every single level, there's some kind of struggle that's
mm-hmm.
occurring. And I think pre-adolescent, middle school is probably the most challenging.
Yes. That was
Because
a middle school teacher, so yeah.
that's the yuck phase.
Yeah,
Middle
it
school.
is.
So if we can get middle school girls
Mm-hmm,
feeling fly, we got them.
mm-hmm.
Tough population.
Yeah,
That's just a tough population.
it is.
Be able to do that to get some sense of ground, to get some sense of freedom and love of self, because they're struggling with so much more than I ever struggled with as a middle
Mm-hmm.
school student, as a high school student. Because now they're battling with social media. Now they're
Yeah.
battling with so much energy outside of themselves to have to
Mm-hmm,
navigate through. And without a sense of self, and there's so much energy going on in their families and in
mm-hmm.
their immediate communities. So without that sense of self, it's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
So that's so important with women who come into FLYY,
Mm-hmm.
because they're impacting and influencing the girls outside of the set, whether
Yeah.
they're their own daughters, nieces, or
Right.
girls that they come in contact with. So
Mm-hmm.
that energy was so important. We actually have the FLYY family movement. My sister's from another mister right now. My sisters for life. Amazing Agent is one, and I have two others. They were with me at the Y when I created this Five Families on the Move.
Mm-hmm.
That point forward, with their daughters, my daughters and their daughters, this is like 10 years ago now, because my daughter is 20. She
Mm-hmm.
was 10 then. They've grown for the past 10 years together. They
Mm-hmm.
have that sense of fly within them for the past 10 years. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing they won't be able to manage. Will they struggle? Of course. Have they
Right.
struggled for 10 years? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a place to return to. They have a place inside of them that helps
Mm-hmm.
them grapple with all that energy that comes at them, that beats them up with their
Yeah.
self and with their self-confidence. So they have a place to come back to, that place of freedom and love of self. And struggling with that
Mm-hmm.
is inevitable.
Right.
Place to return to. And they have moms who feel their flyness, who form
Right.
with flyness. So give them permission to be able to
To
do that.
fly. Yeah.
Right. Give
Mm-hmm.
them permission to struggle.
Right.
Can't act like stuff doesn't exist.
Exactly.
We don't teach our children that stuff happens.
Right.
That's
Right.
inevitable. But let me show you by example of how we work with stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're not acting like it doesn't exist, because that's insane.
Right.
Acknowledging, oh, this is real. This is
Mm-hmm.
real. But I have something inside myself, a way of connecting to a higher power where I can manage whatever is coming at me. So let me figure out how I do this. If I can't manage it myself, let me reach out for support, because I
Right.
know that's what someone of strength does.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Because if one thing I want to say very loudly, we were not meant to live this lifetime alone. We were not meant to navigate our journey through life by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We are by design community oriented, village oriented. We are by design interdependent people. Interdependent. You have something, I have something, she has something, he has something, and together we manage it all.
Right.
So the energy around help, reaching out for help, is what we do
Right.
naturally, organically. But we've been taught away from that.
Yeah.
Somehow reaching out for help suggests we don't have it all together, suggests that we're weak, suggests that you're something other than who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, unequivocally not. Reaching out for help and support is the best thing to do, because now someone gets an opportunity to bless you as you have blessed countless of other people. Now you
Right.
get an opportunity to understand how worthy and deserving you are of love and support. You are worthy and deserving of love and support.
Right.
And I think that that's part of what this purposeful pandemic pause has shown us.
Mm-hmm.
Because folks have extended and extended and extended. And we've had to be in a position where we have to be open to help and support.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff shut down. Contracts got canceled. Businesses closed doors. Many of us were like, okay, wow. 'Cause I know for me, in a week,
Yep.
every single contract canceled. My
Same
livelihood,
here. Same
right?
here.
As entrepreneurs.
Yep.
So we're like, okay, wow.
Yeah, it's sink or swim. You either pivot or you're going down.
Right.
And I chose to pivot.
Yes.
So,
And many of us did.
yeah.
Opening up to support, opening up to resources in
Mm-hmm.
a way that many of us have never had to do before
Mm-hmm.
was very humbling.
Yeah.
But it's also what we're worthy and deserving of having.
Mm-hmm.
Love and support, help, resources.
Yeah.
That's how we have traditionally got things done.
Right.
That's how we have traditionally thrived.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just holding on to the hope that we continue in this energy of interdependence,
Yeah.
organically, naturally, from a place of conscious awareness.
Yeah.
Yes, I can support. Yes, I can receive support.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can help. Yes, I can receive help without help feeling like a four-letter word of profanity.
Right. Right. So, what would be the last three things that you'd want to leave the audience with?
I would say 4.
Okay.
Pause,
Mm-hmm.
breathe, reflect, and shift.
Okay.
When we get keyed up,
Mm-hmm.
feel like we're lost, that's the time to pause. Just pull back and pause.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing. Sometimes we are holding our breath, holding life right here, feeling suffocated.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe. Even if we do it together right now, you and I, taking a big breath and exhale it. Just right that.
Mm-hmm.
Right there changes things.
Yeah.
Breathing.
Mm-hmm.
When you pause and breathe, you create a different kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can reflect, okay, where am I in this moment? Pausing, breathing, reflecting gives you that space now to decide
Mm-hmm.
what you're going to do moving forward. You have placed yourself in the position of personal power, that seat of personal power to make a decision to shift or pivot
Right.
or move in a different direction.
Yeah.
So pause, breathe, reflect, and shift. Endless possibilities, nothing you can't handle.
Awesome. Thank you. That was powerful. So tell us again how people can get in contact with you and how they can join Fly Online.
In
The
the
Fly
fly,
Movement Online. Mm-hmm.
So become involved with the FLYY movement, which we are now online. Feel free to send me a personal message via Facebook on Messenger
Mm-hmm.
on the FLYY movement, or you can always text. The FLYY line is 860-778-1862. Again, 860-778-1862. That is the FLYY line. Just identify who you are the first time you call or text, because you may not be saved in my device, just so we can have that village communicate. Or email. Email is ffhealingarts@gmail.com. That's FF as in fly, healingarts@gmail.com. I'd love for anyone to be a part of the FLYY movement, because we're online now, but we'll be shifting back live as soon as it's safe, and medically clear to do so. But in this way, we can get an opportunity to continue to grow and evolve and rock our flyness online.
Okay. That's it, right? ffhealingarts@gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sistah Anyangō, for joining us today. It was wonderful. We went longer than we were supposed to, but it was great conversation. It was pertinent conversation. It was something that people could leave here today and feel good about themselves or figure out what they need to do to feel good about themselves and pivot. Thank you so much for being
Thank you
here.
so much, Tracy. I appreciate the time.
You're welcome.
I love this morning tea.